Hi, I'm Paul Evans, the owner of First Click Marketing. I've been involved in internet marketing now for about 10 years, either as a business owner or as a consultant. I have fought the search engine optimization and pay-per-click traffic battle for about 8 years with my own business with some degree of success. And I've voraciously studied offline marketing and search engine optimization for much of that time, uh, and struggled with my own SEO business for the past couple of years, quite frankly. I've concluded that one of the main reasons I've struggled is because SEO is really just a commodity these days, one where it's becoming increasingly more difficult to offer true value. I've tried competing with the sea of other marketing businesses offering the same services. What I've found is that it's really hard to compete if you can't in some way differentiate your business to make it stand out. Every successful, enduring business is successful and enduring because they deliver real value. Before I go any further, I'd like to define what I mean by real value. Marketing is defined as the process of educating the customer about the value that you bring to the marketplace. Let me repeat that again. Marketing is defined as the process of educating the customer about the value that you bring to the marketplace. So, the logical question is, what is value? In marketing, we define value as having both appeal and exclusivity. Appeal is defined as a high interest want, and exclusivity is defined as a hard to find or can't get it anywhere else availability. If you don't have this kind of value, the only other way that you can compete is on price. If you have to compete on price, you will ultimately fail because someone will always come along and undercut you, and they will probably struggle and go out of business doing it. We see that again and again. I'm here today because I feel very strongly that we now have a cutting edge service that could be extremely valuable to you and your business. This service has, in my opinion, these components of value, both a high interest appeal and at this early stage of the game is relatively exclusive. My primary goal here today is not to sell you anything, but rather to educate and inform you about an amazing marketing strategy. One that we are on the cutting edge of and which hopefully will make a huge difference in the success of both of our businesses. In other words, I'm excited to be here because I want to educate you about a new marketing concept, one that I truly believe can make a real difference to any business, and then to determine from both of our perspectives if we might be a good fit to work together. This brings me back to the concept I would like to discuss today. It's a marketing strategy that delivers true value to our customers, a field we are excited to be in because it allows us to deliver a much needed result in a groundbreaking way to our clients and in turn teach them how to deliver this same true value to their clients, thereby being successful and enduring. The concept I want to outline today is the marketing technique that's just emerging and fast proving to be the direction all marketing is headed. It is currently being used today by many of the largest and most successful companies in the world, but is largely unknown and until recently largely unavailable to 99% of the businesses out there. It's the concept of using real-time, data-driven marketing through a process called real-time bidding. Real-time bidding, or RTB for short, allows us to effectively target and then custom market to only those people who are currently interested in your specific product or service. To explain how this concept works, let me ask you a question. What is the one thing that every business needs? Now think about this question before you answer. We are all in business ultimately to make money. But in order to make money, to have profits, in other words, what does every business need? Let me ask it another way. Who is it that provides the money that your business needs? It's the customers, right? And what is the one thing that businesses need in order to get customers? Well, the answer is profitable sales leads. Why do businesses advertise? To get profitable sales leads. Why do businesses try to be on the first page of Google? To get profitable sales leads. Why do businesses send out direct mail? To get profitable sales leads. The need for profitable sales leads is what drives almost all marketing. Well, this is our mission and purpose at First Click Marketing, to deliver profitable sales leads. Our claim is that we can drive and profitably convert traffic for any company's products or services anywhere in the world. Today, my intention is not to trick you into buying another shiny object or to sell you something that won't make you more profitable. Whether you end up buying from me or not, I can almost guarantee that you will go away from this meeting enlightened and looking at marketing in a different way. In fact, we have stringent criteria for companies we work with to ensure that our clients are successful. We only work with companies that both see the value we offer and in turn have something of true value to offer to their marketplace. Let's jump right in. Have you ever been to a website and then left without filling anything in or making a purchase? After that, as you cruised the internet, advertising from that company seemed to follow you around, popping up at seemingly random times and places as you cruised, sometimes for days or longer. These pop-up ads invite you to click on them, and when you do, you're taken back to that company's website or landing page. This is called retargeting. In essence, you were retargeted with ads from that company based upon the data point that was established when you visited that website previously. Well, this is what we do. Once this is set up properly, when someone visits your website, our software drops a retargeting pixel on their computer. This is a little piece of code commonly called a cookie. It isn't malware or spyware, and it doesn't do anything detrimental to their computer. It sits on their computer and allows us to place our ads in front of them in the future as they cruise the internet. From then on, if they land on one of these 98% of online sites that participate in real-time bidding, and they meet our pre-selected criteria, we have the potential to place an ad in front of them. We're talking about millions of websites here. Our software has the ability in real time to bid for and win the opportunity to make a single advertising impression in front of that specific person as they visit one of those websites. In other words, we can advertise and re-advertise to them on just about any site they visit based upon the data point that was established when they initially visited your website. So let's say you come to my home page and it has a retargeting pixel on it. Next, you visit my shopping cart where I have a different retargeting pixel. By your visiting these two pages on my website, I have automatically dropped two retargeting pixels onto your computer in the form of cookies. In the future, I can now target you specifically with an ad based upon the fact that you visited my home page, or I can target you with a different ad based upon the fact that you visited my shopping cart but didn't buy anything. So you see, I can now drill down with retargeting ads and present only the most relevant ads to you based upon your engagement with my website. This is called segmenting, meaning we can segment visitors based upon their specific history or actions on our website. Before I go any further, I need to explain how real-time bidding works on our end. RTB is nothing more than a media buying approach. Today it is primarily used for display advertising. Basically, it's an auction where you can buy a single impression to a single person on the internet if they meet your search criteria. When that single impression comes up for auction in our system, the highest bidder wins and their ad is placed. If you win, you pay a penny above the second place ad. So if I bid $1 and you bid 50 cents, I win and I pay 51 cents. Actually, I pay 1/1000th of 51 cents as impressions are priced per thousand. So, for example, I could bid on married women from Boston who have newborns, and the ads are shown above the fold. If the highest you're willing to pay for 1,000 impressions is $1, we would enter your $1 bid into our software along with a banner ad that we want to be shown. The system looks at every impression, and whenever one comes up that meets our criteria, the bid goes in, and if we win the bid, your banner is shown. This all happens in real time. From the time the person visits the website to when your ad appears takes less than 50 milliseconds. Our system does this 50 billion times per day, over 500,000 times on average per second. We get our ads, our inventory, if you will, from 22 different ad exchanges, side selling platforms, and open and private marketplaces. Places like Google, AdMills, Facebook, Yahoo, and MSN. We act much like a stockbroker in that what we do is set up, manage, and monitor our clients' programmatic buying parameters inside of our system. For example, if we want to target somebody that's buying a Lexus, we program it into our software, put our bid in along with your banner ad, and the system does the rest. This advertising model is what we call data-targeted traffic and is the direction all marketing is moving. The point here is that if I can get you to visit my website even once, then I own you from a marketing perspective. After that, I can very inexpensively retarget you when and how I choose with relevant ads that are based upon your previous online activity. If you already have traffic coming to your website from other sources such as social media, search engine optimization, affiliate marketing, email, print, or any other traffic source, we can immediately begin to retarget that traffic. To do this, all we need to do is make some small invisible changes to your website by adding appropriate pixels that will cookie your visitors and tie into our software. Once this is implemented, then whenever someone visits your website, we will own the right to advertise to them in the form of a data point showing when and how they visited your website, and we can then begin to retarget them. Now that you have a basic understanding of what retargeting is, let's back up a bit. There are really two components to our system, targeting and retargeting. Both of these involve the same process of real-time bidding. Retargeting works once you have traffic to your site, as that traffic can be captured by our retargeting pixels so that we can begin to advertise directly to them. But what if you currently have little or no traffic to your site? Well, there are several methods we can use to initially target or advertise those who express interest in your product or service but have not visited your website specifically. You see, if we can somehow place a relevant ad in front of these people and entice them to click on that ad and thereby be taken to your website or landing page, we can then drop our retargeting pixel on their computer and thereby own the right to retarget them again and again very inexpensively. Our system has several methods available to initially target and segment those people that express interest in your product or service and to place an ad in front of them. The key to this initial targeting is to be able to determine how relevant our product or service will be to someone. Our software, in conjunction with third-party data providers we use, is able to pre-screen and categorize individuals based upon their use of the internet. Then, using this data combined with the specific criteria that we define, we can advertise only to those individuals and not to the whole world, hence the term data-targeted traffic. There are several powerful pre-screening and categorizing methods that our third-party data providers use to collect this data and to categorize people. One of the categorization methods, and one that is very effective for our purposes, is called contextual targeting. This method of categorization is based upon the online content people consume. Another method we frequently use is called search targeting and is based upon the keywords people are searching for. In addition, these methods can be layered with geographic and demographic data in our quest for the ideal customer. For a minute, let's break several of these targeting methods down. First, let's talk about contextual targeting. With this, we are targeting potential customers based upon actions they take, which tell us that they're interested in a particular product or service. Let me give you an example. In our marketing business, we may want to target only people that are consuming content related to advertising and marketing. We know that people who consume content in this area are likely to be interested in what we have to offer, and that by placing the right ad in front of them at the right time, we can entice them to click on that ad and be taken to our website or landing page. This could mean they have read an article, visited a web page or a blog, visited our website, watched a video, or perhaps they've downloaded something related to this category, something that content-wise lets us know they are interested in our product or service. Currently, for contextual advertising, there are 394 separate content categories. Let's say that you don't find your category in one of those 394 content categories. You have the ability to submit a list to us, and we can have a custom content category created. For example, say I don't just want to target people who are looking for advertising, but I want to target people who are looking up advertising content specifically about display advertising, such as banners, retargeting, and everything around retargeting. We would create a specific keyword or content list that is very relevant to exactly what we want to target. You also have the ability to create a custom content category in and around any keyword set you desire. Now let's talk about search targeting. This method is based upon what people are searching for online. We currently have 750 specific search categories. We can use these categories to target somebody based on the keywords they put into a search engine, like Google, Yahoo, Bing, and many of the lesser known ones. The companies that we work with, which provide this third-party data, manage 6 billion searches a month. Using data from this database, when somebody types in a keyword that we are targeting, they're shown our ad and enticed to visit our website the same way as is done with content marketing. Now let's talk about geographic targeting for a minute. Another great feature of our targeting capability is that we can layer a geographic qualifier on top of the content or the keyword qualifiers, so you also have the ability to only target people in Salt Lake City, or only in Utah, or only in a specific county, or in particular zip codes. Another targeting method we employ is called audience targeting. We have detailed information on 300 million people. This data is put into 50,000 different audience categories. We have the ability to also target people based upon any combination of these categories and to layer it with the other search methods. What if I only want to target women in Salt Lake City? We can target only doctors, only dermatologists, only students. We can target only students at the University of Utah. We can target only female dermatologists between the ages of 30 and 40 who live in a certain zip code. You get the point. Then we write ads that appeal specifically to that group. You can see that the possibilities here are staggering. So now I would like to summarize the 8 advantages of real-time bidding. The first advantage of RTB is our precision targeting capability. One advantage of RTB marketing is that we get to decide exactly who our ads are shown to based upon any combination of content, keyword, location, geographic, or audience targeting parameters. Ownership and control of our data is another advantage of RTB marketing. When someone goes to your website or landing page, we capture that data point and we can then retarget them over and over again very inexpensively. Once someone visits your website, they become first-party data, meaning we can directly market it to them without any additional data costs being incurred. This is huge. In addition, with RTB, your marketing campaign can be completely customized for your business and budget. This gives us complete control over how and when to most effectively market to people and how much to spend in doing so. Retargeting makes every website a perpetual source of its own traffic. Retargeting is also very cost-effective. Initial targeting to get that first click is relatively inexpensive compared to most other marketing channels. Then, when you do bring them back through RTB, it costs pennies on the dollar to advertise to them in comparison to the first time you brought them in. RTB also adds value to all of your other traffic. Regardless of what other advertising mediums you use to drive traffic to your website, that traffic becomes more valuable to you, since with RTB you can capture that traffic and retarget them again and again very inexpensively. You are now able to own and control the right to market to all those who visit your website, regardless of how they were directed there initially. Retargeting also builds trust and awareness through repetition. Exposing your brand and value to interested visitors repeatedly through retargeting builds this trust and awareness. People are much more likely to purchase from you once they recognize you and see that you are a force in the marketplace. You can't really expect a customer to buy your product or service if they don't know you exist, don't know what you stand for, or what value you bring to the marketplace. Another advantage to retargeting is the ability to segment visitors. RTB allows you to segment visitors to your website by setting up virtual tripwires throughout your site that track their engagement level on your site. Let's use an open house analogy if you were selling your house today. Say somebody comes to your front door. They come into the foyer, they get a flyer, and then they leave. Later they come back and go through the rest of the house. Well, RTB lets you know just where they have been and when they were there. Now let's say that house is a website. Would you say that that person who has seen every page on your website is more likely and more ready to do business with you than someone who has just peeked in the front door? Remember, they didn't have to go through the entire house. They could have left at any time, but they didn't. Now let's say they did this again and again for several days. They kept coming back each day to see more of your house. Would you say that that person is highly interested? Well, retargeting lets you know exactly what rooms they have been in and when they were there. It lets you know exactly how engaged they are and then segment them accordingly. With RTB, you also get Google independence. With RTB marketing, you are no longer at the whim of Google and the other search engines to rank your website or video for relevant keywords. You no longer have to constantly tweak your SEO or pay-per-click campaigns to meet their ever-changing rules. Your marketing is no longer dependent upon them deciding when and if you show up on their first page and get noticed. If you are paying Google to advertise, you know that you are at their mercy to determine the relevance of your pay-per-click campaigns and thus the frequency and timing of when your ads get shown. With RTB, you get to decide these things. You are in control. Well, they say that timing is everything. RTB is just coming into its own and offers tremendous competitive advantages to those that get in on the ground floor. We call this the early adapter advantage. Although both SEO and pay-per-click strategies can still be effective, and we offer these services to our customers as well, they are continually getting more challenging, more expensive, and less effective. Search is down by 25% for people looking for products and services online because they have so many different ways to get information, like Twitter, Facebook, forums, articles, etc. You get the idea. Last year, $2 billion was spent on real-time bidding. This year, it's $3.8 billion, almost double. The growth of this technology is exponential. There are 23 million companies in the United States. Of those 23 million, 22,950,000 of them are not using RTB to get data-targeted traffic. All the big tech companies in the world own ad exchanges. Google, Facebook, Yahoo, MSN, and Twitter are setting up their own ad exchanges. Apple has their own mobile program. Amazon is setting up their own ad exchange and database. Vizio, the largest provider of business data, just set up their first ad exchange. We picked them up a few months ago. All of these big companies are doing this. An ad exchange is a technology platform that facilitates the bidding, buying, and selling of online media advertising for multiple ad networks. So let's do the math for a minute. Being conservative, there are 200,000 companies. Actually, there's probably more like 50 to 80,000 that take advantage of data-driven traffic type marketing and use RTB just in the United States. Divide this by 23 million, which is the number of companies in the U.S. That's less than 1%. Despite the fact that less than 1% of the market is using real-time bidding, the display advertising industry is already spending $3.8 billion a year, and it's growing exponentially. Do you think it's that significant? Think about the power these advantages can give you. You can now spend your advertising dollars targeting only pre-filtered, interested people. We can advertise to just those people who meet your specific ideal customer profile. When they click on your ad and get driven to your website or landing page, you will own and control the ability to advertise to them. From then on, you are in complete control of when and how those people are approached. You can continue to advertise to them over and over again in the most effective way for your business, your budget, and your niche. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you're a plastic surgeon in Salt Lake. To be most effective, you want to advertise only to people that are interested in plastic surgery, right? We can be very specific in picking content and keyword categories to target only those people. They may be looking online at articles about different types of plastic surgery. They may be searching for plastic surgeons in the area. They may be visiting websites that talk about plastic surgery. They may be reading online articles about plastic surgery. We'll assume that the geographic area that you want to target is Salt Lake County in this example. Well, in 2011, Salt Lake County had just over 1 million people. Let's assume that at any given time, 10% of them, or around 100,000 of those people, have some interest in some type of plastic surgery. Well, what if we could identify just those 100,000 people so that you can target them specifically? This would mean that you don't have to advertise to the other 900,000 people that have no interest in plastic surgery. You no longer have to do what I call selling hairbrushes to bald guys. You no longer have to waste your money advertising to bald guys to buy hairbrushes because they have no interest in hairbrushes. You can focus only on the people who are really interested in your particular product or service. No other form of advertising allows you to drill down and target to the degree that RTB does. Think about some of the other common forms of advertising: newspapers, billboards, magazines, radio, and television. None of them can selectively target to the degree that we can with RTB, and they certainly can't do it as cost effectively. This brings me to the concept of reach. There's a concept in marketing called reach. Reach is defined as that percent of your advertising audience that your ads are actually relevant to. Well, our reach is very close to 100%. You see, we have the ability to advertise only to those 100,000 people that are interested in plastic surgery and not waste money advertising to the other 900,000. Targeting is like putting a flashing beacon on the head of each of those 100,000 people that says in bold words, "Target me." We have the ability to target only those who have that flashing beacon on their heads. Once they click on your ad, which takes them to your website, we can retarget them again and again with highly relevant advertising. Let's look at the numbers a little closer. Let's say that initially we target those 100,000 people and that only 1% click on the banner and go to your website. That represents 1,000 people that we can now retarget over and over again. We now own the ability to very inexpensively advertise just to those 1,000 people where it will be the most effective. We can do this again and again, just how and when we choose. It's common knowledge in sales and marketing that it takes at least 5 to 7 touches of some sort before someone is likely to make a purchase. This never happens with traditional online marketing. One touch is all you get. Well, now you have the ability to reach out and touch those people, those prospects, as often as you would like to, and to make each touch different based upon previous actions they have taken. You can advertise to those people in a way that makes most sense for your business. For example, as you know, different businesses have different windows of opportunity. The window for someone searching for garage door repair might be a few days, while someone searching for information on mortgage loans or cars might be relevant for several months. On the other hand, someone interested in plastic or LASIK surgery might spend 6 months or a year investigating before they make a buying decision. With retargeting, it doesn't matter where your business falls because you get to select and control the display parameters that best target your potential customers. In closing, I want to ask yourself this. If you could get ranked for any keyword, would it benefit your business? If you could win paid traffic for 10 to 20% of the current AdWords cost, would it be of benefit to you and your business? Well, all we're doing here is giving you that same individual who searched the keyword, but now you are able to target them with banner ads over and over again for pennies on the dollar compared to the AdWords pay-per-click costs. In closing, what I've tried to do here is to provide a brief overview of the concept of real-time bidding and how it works. Hopefully, I've been able to at least whet your appetite and give you a vision of the potential that this powerful marketing method holds. To lay this foundation, I've talked mostly about the nuts and bolts of just how it works, hopefully doing so with enough clarity to get you excited about the possibilities it might hold for your business. What I haven't talked about today is how we take that new lead and guide them into making an informed buying decision. You see, it isn't just enough to get people to click on your ad and go to your website. Sure, once they do that, we can retarget them over and over again. That certainly helps in the sales process, but ultimately, to be successful, to have a profit-producing sales lead, each lead needs to be carefully nurtured and led down the path to full conversion. We need to create an effective conversion funnel that takes this prospect down this path step by step. Well, we can help you in developing an effective conversion funnel using retargeting email, direct mail, sales calls, and so on. We can help your business to design an effective marketing funnel that will guide leads from that first contact all the way to the end result of becoming a satisfied repeat customer. We invite you to contact us if you would like to explore the possibility of working with us in this regard.